Welcome, everyone. Today is not just another video. This is not a video you watch and forget. This is the video that might just save your future. Not the obvious ones you hear in every video. These are the ones that hide behind your daily routine, the ones that make you think you're okay when deep down you're quietly falling apart. Some of these habits are killing your potential. Some are draining your confidence, and some are stealing your life year by year without you even realizing. Before we begin, I want to say something very important. If you're here right now, it means you care. It means there's something inside you that wants to break free, grow, and build a better version of yourself. And I respect that. And this channel is not about fake positivity. It's not about copying what everyone else is doing. This channel is about truth. It's about growth, mindset, and becoming the person you were born to be, even when the world wants to keep you small. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, distracted, invisible, broken, then subscribe, because here we go deeper than the surface. We go inside the mind, inside the heart. We say the things nobody else dares to say. And yes, watching this will also improve your English while changing your life. Now, let's begin. Habit 1. Overthinking, the silent killer of action. Let me be clear. Overthinking is not thinking deeply. It's thinking yourself into paralysis. You replay conversations. You imagine failure before you even try. You doubt your own instincts so much that you forget how to move. You create movies in your mind where people judge you, you fail miserably, or something bad always happens. But guess what? None of that is real. It's all imagination. Yet it still kills your confidence, your energy, and your opportunities. Real example? You wanted to start a YouTube channel last year. You had ideas, excitement, motivation. But then you thought, what if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me? What if I fail? So you did nothing, and now it's been 1 year. No progress, no results. Just a graveyard of dreams buried under what if. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It imprisons you. The solution? Don't wait for the perfect answer. Don't wait until you feel ready. Do it messy. Do it scared. Do it unsure. Because one small step forward is 10 times more powerful than 100 thoughts in your head. Overthinking feels smart, but it's not intelligence. It's fear wearing a suit. Habit 2. Procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. This one is destroying more lives than failure ever could. People aren't failing because they're stupid. They're failing because they keep saying, not today. I'll do it tomorrow. I need to be in the right mood. Next week, I'll start for sure. And then what happens? 1 year passes, then 3, then 10, and one day you look in the mirror and realize you built nothing. You became no one. There was a guy named Leo. He wanted to write a book. He kept saying, next month. Then his mom passed away suddenly. The book never got written. And now he says the most painful sentence anyone can say. I thought I had more time. Procrastination isn't a time problem. It's an emotional avoidance problem. We delay things that scare us because deep down we're afraid of failing or succeeding or being judged. But every day you delay, you become a little more okay with doing nothing. And that's how people disappear into regret. The fix? Treat your future self like someone you love. Because every time you say tomorrow, you're stealing from the person you're supposed to become. Do it now. Not because it's easy, but because it's your responsibility to your future. You don't need motivation. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to start. Start small. Start today. Because if these two habits, overthinking and procrastination, stay in your life for another year, they will destroy every single dream you have. Habit 3. Mobile addiction. The digital cage you think is freedom. Let me ask you something honest. What's the first thing you touch in the morning? Your phone? Not water? Not your journal? Not your dreams? Not even your partner or parents if they live with you? Just the phone. You open your eyes, and instead of facing your life, you face a screen full of other people's lives. The truth no one tells you. Mobile addiction doesn't feel dangerous. It's not like alcohol or drugs. You don't lose your job instantly. You don't get arrested. You don't feel sick. That's what makes it worse. It kills you softly, minute by minute, scroll by scroll. It replaces your presence with distraction, your ideas with noise, your reality with illusion, and you don't even notice. Real-life example. A girl named Emma had big dreams. She wanted to be a designer. She downloaded tutorials, joined online classes, and even made a 30-day plan. But every time she sat down to start, she quickly checked Instagram, then a reel, then 2, then YouTube, then WhatsApp, and then 3 hours passed. This happened every day for 6 months. Now, when people ask her what happened to her dream, she says, "I don't know. I just didn't have time." But she had time. She just gave it away to a screen that didn't care about her future. What's actually happening? Your brain gets dopamine hits every time you scroll. That's the chemical of pleasure and excitement. Your brain learns that scrolling equals feeling good, so it wants more and more. But here's the evil part. After all that pleasure, you feel tired, guilty, and empty. You feel like your soul is getting smaller. You lose attention, motivation, and even your ability to feel joy in simple things. It's not just a bad habit, it's brain damage. The solution? You don't have to throw your phone away, but you must take control of your attention. Set screen limits, not just app limits. Use app blockers during your focus hours. Keep your phone in another room while working. Replace your morning scroll with a morning plan. Replace your night scroll with reading or silence. You'll feel strange at first, like something is missing, but slowly your brain will return to you. Your focus, creativity, and peace will come back. The phone is a tool, but right now it's using you. Take your life back. Habit 4. Watching porn. The pleasure that's slowly destroying you. This one is uncomfortable to talk about, and that's exactly why we need to talk about it. Because this habit is destroying millions of minds silently, and no one is warning you. The harsh truth. You think it's just a little release. You think it's harmless. But the truth is, watching porn regularly is one of the most powerful ways to destroy your confidence, discipline, energy, and emotional connection. What does it do to your brain? Porn releases massive levels of dopamine, way more than real life. It tricks your brain into thinking you just won the biggest reward, but you didn't. You sat alone, staring at a screen. Over time, your brain builds tolerance. Now regular things don't excite you. Normal relationships feel boring. You lose your drive. You lose your masculinity or femininity. You lose interest in real life. Your brain thinks, why chase goals or real love when I can get cheap pleasure instantly? This is dopamine slavery, and it's rewiring your future. The psychological destruction. It kills discipline. You feel weak, lazy, and foggy after watching. It kills real intimacy. You expect perfection and performance, not connection. It leads to shame. You know it's wrong, but you can't stop. It leads to anxiety and low self-worth. And worst of all, it becomes an escape from everything: pain, failure, boredom. You run to it every time something gets hard, but slowly it becomes your prison. Example: there was a boy named Aiden. Bright, creative, wanted to build a business. But every time he felt lonely or anxious, he went back to porn. Then it became daily, then multiple times a day. His confidence dropped. He stopped going out. He stopped creating. One day he told his friend, "I feel like I'm dying inside, but I don't know how to stop." Because porn isn't just a bad habit, it's a spiritual poison. How to escape it? You can't quit it by just using willpower. You must replace it with real habits and deeper purpose. Exercise hard. Sweat. Use your body. Meditate. Let your mind face silence. Spend time with real people, not pixels. Journal. Be honest about your emotions. Build a dream so big that you don't want to waste another minute. And forgive yourself. You're not evil. You're human. But you must choose to rise above this, or you will waste years of your life in shame, silence, and regret. Habit 5. Negative self-talk. Becoming your own enemy without realizing it. Have you ever noticed the way you speak to yourself? Not out loud, but inside your head. The quiet voice when you fail. The whisper when you make a mistake. What does it say? "You're so stupid. Why do you always ruin everything? Look at you. You're not good enough. No one will ever love someone like you. I'm such a loser." Sounds familiar? Now, imagine someone else said that to you every day. A friend, a family member, a stranger. Imagine they followed you around 24/7 and whispered those exact words into your ear. How long before you'd break? How long before you'd lose all confidence, joy, and belief? That's exactly what negative self-talk does, except it's worse because it's coming from you. The hidden damage. Negative self-talk doesn't just ruin your mood. It shapes your entire identity. Every time you call yourself lazy, every time you say, "I'm not smart enough," every time you joke about being a failure, your brain listens, and it starts to believe it. You begin to act smaller, dream smaller, expect less. You settle for average, toxic relationships and failure. Not because you aren't capable, but because your mind has been programmed to believe you don't deserve more. For example, there was a guy named Jason. In school, he failed a math test just once. His teacher said, "You're not really a numbers guy." Jason laughed it off, but that sentence stayed in his mind. Years later, anytime he saw something that looked like numbers or data, he would say to himself, "Oh, I'm bad at this stuff. I'm just not that smart." He avoided jobs he could have grown into. He avoided opportunities. He even rejected a promotion at work because he thought, "They'll find out I'm not as smart as I look." But the truth is, he wasn't dumb. He was just trained to believe he was. That one moment, that one sentence became his inner voice, and it controlled his life. What you repeat, you become. If you keep calling yourself a failure, your actions will match it. If you keep telling yourself you're not attractive, you'll avoid people. If you believe you're not worthy of love, you'll accept anyone who treats you badly just to feel seen. This isn't just mindset. This is identity programming. The words you use to describe yourself become the blueprint of your future. The solution? Start listening to your own voice. Catch the negative phrases. Write them down. Then ask, would I say this to someone I love? If not, why are you saying it to yourself? Then reprogram your thoughts, not with fake affirmations, but with powerful truths. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm growing. I've failed before, but I can rise again. I deserve love, peace, and a future I'm proud of. This is not toxic positivity. This is mental survival. Because if you don't change your inner voice, it will control your entire life. And the scariest part? You won't even realize it. Habit 6. Comparison. The thief that steals your joy, peace, and purpose. Let's be honest. You wake up, open Instagram, and scroll. Someone just got married. Someone bought a car. Someone is in Bali drinking something green on a perfect beach. Someone is younger than you and already has a business. You haven't even brushed your teeth, and already you feel like you're falling behind in life. This is the curse of comparison. The silent war you're fighting. You don't hate these people. You're not jealous in an evil way, but something inside you says, why am I not there yet? Why is their life so perfect and mine is so confusing? What am I doing wrong? And slowly, you feel smaller, less excited, less worthy, less alive. You start questioning your goals, your looks, your relationships, your timing. You stop appreciating your own life. You feel like a failure. Not because you're failing, but because you're looking at someone else's highlight reel. Imagine a beautiful sunflower stood tall in a wide-open field. It faced the sun every day, soaking in the light, growing stronger, brighter, more golden with each passing hour. Bees visited. Children smiled at it. It was thriving. But one day, the sunflower noticed a tall oak tree at the edge of the field. The tree was massive. Its branches stretched wide, its roots ran deep, and birds built nests in it. The sunflower, in comparison, felt small, weak, unimportant. It began to envy the tree. It stopped stretching toward the sun. It drooped. It started questioning its place in the field. But here's the truth. The sunflower was never meant to be an oak tree. Its beauty came from its uniqueness, its color, its direction toward the sun, not the sky. It wasn't failing. It was just looking in the wrong direction. What comparison really does is steal your gratitude. It makes your journey feel meaningless. It makes you focus on everything you lack and forget everything you have. It doesn't motivate you. It paralyzes you. You stop building your life because you're too busy watching someone else's. The truth is, you don't know their full story. You don't see the fights behind their smiles. You don't see the therapy behind their confidence. You don't see the emptiness behind their success. You're comparing your real life to their edited version, and you're losing a game that was never meant to be played. How to escape it? Limit social media exposure. If it makes you feel smaller, it's not helping. Celebrate your own progress. Even small wins are worth gold. Talk to real people. Real conversations reveal that nobody's life is as perfect as it seems. Set your own timeline. You're not late. You're on your own road. Practice daily gratitude. Write 3 things you're proud of every day. And remember this. You can admire someone else without questioning your own worth. You can celebrate their success without doubting your future. But you must stop watching and start living. Because your life is not behind. It's waiting for you to stop looking around and start looking within. Habit 7. Waiting for motivation. The myth that destroys dreams without a sound. Let's be honest. How many dreams have died in the waiting room of, "I'll do it when I feel ready"? How many lives were never lived because the person was sitting still, waiting for the right feeling, the right moment, the right spark? This habit doesn't scream. It doesn't come with alarms. It doesn't look dangerous. But it is. Because the most dangerous habits are the quiet ones, the ones you think are harmless. And this is one of them. What people think, they think motivation is like lightning. It'll just strike one day, and everything will fall into place. They believe successful people are constantly inspired, always driven, always in the mood to hustle. But that's a lie. Motivation doesn't come first. Action comes first. Successful people don't wait to feel like it. They do it anyway. They build habits that carry them even on days they feel lazy, scared, unmotivated, and doubtful. That's the truth nobody tells you. There were two students. Both dreamed of starting a podcast. One said, "I want to do it, but I'm waiting for the right time. I want to feel ready. I want to be confident. I need better gear. I need to fix my accent. I need inspiration." He waited. A week passed, then a month, then a year. He watched others grow. He kept scrolling, kept watching tutorials, kept telling himself, "Not now, soon, maybe next month." But he never started because he thought motivation was supposed to show up like magic. The second student was scared too. He had no expensive microphone. His voice trembled. He wasn't even sure what to say, but he hit record anyway. He uploaded his first episode, then his second, then his third. He was terrible at first. Nobody listened. He wanted to quit, but he kept going. 6 months later, people started to notice. A year later, he was being invited to speak on other shows. 2 years later, he turned his podcast into a full-time income and helped thousands of people. Not because he was more talented, not because he had more time, but because he didn't wait to feel ready. Why this habit is so deadly? Because it tricks you. It makes you believe that waiting is wise, that you're just being patient, that you're preparing. But in reality, you're just avoiding discomfort. You're hiding behind fear, and you're calling it logic. Waiting for motivation is like standing at a locked door, hoping it will open by itself. But the door only opens when you push it. The truth? You will not feel like it every day. You won't feel confident at the start. You won't feel ready. And that's exactly why you must move anyway. Because momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. The most successful people in the world, they weren't more inspired than you. They were just more consistent. How to break this habit? Start before you're ready, especially when you're scared. Commit to action, not feelings. You don't need to feel good to do good work. Lower the bar. Aim for 5 minutes. Just begin. Beginning is everything. Build rituals. Set the same time every day to work, even when it feels pointless. Stop over-preparing. Action teaches you faster than planning. If you keep waiting for the perfect feeling, you'll spend your life watching others live their dreams while yours collect dust inside your mind. Don't wait for motivation. Create it. Habit 8. Not finishing what you start. The silent destroyer of self-respect. This habit doesn't just waste your time, it shatters your identity. It tells your brain a dangerous lie. I can't trust myself. You begin a book. You get excited. You take notes, highlight pages, feel smart. Then, one day you forget to read. Then 2 days. Then a week. You tell yourself you'll return to it, but you don't. Now the book sits on your shelf, a symbol of what you wanted to be but didn't become. The hidden danger. When you don't finish what you start, it doesn't just affect the project, it affects you. It affects the way you see yourself. Every time you quit halfway, you send a message to your own brain. I don't follow through. I'm the kind of person who gives up. I'm not consistent. I'm all talk, no action. This builds shame, and shame kills momentum. Soon you're afraid to start anything new because deep down you believe, what's the point? I'll probably quit anyway. Every morning, the alarm clock rang exactly at 5 a.m. It was designed for purpose, to wake someone up, to start their day, to push them towards something meaningful. But the person hitting the snooze button had a different pattern. They ignored it once, then twice, then every day. Soon the alarm clock felt useless. It still had the same power. It still worked perfectly, but it wasn't being heard anymore. Eventually, it stopped ringing. Not because it was broken, but because it believed it no longer mattered. That's how neglect becomes identity. That's how being ignored becomes silence. The reality is, starting is easy. Finishing is what changes your life. Anyone can begin a diet, a YouTube channel, a business idea, a novel. But the world belongs to those who push through boredom, push through failure, and cross the finish line even when no one is clapping. That's the difference between dreams and results. Why do most people quit? They confuse excitement with commitment. Excitement fades, commitment doesn't. They expect fast results. When results don't show immediately, they assume they're failing. They fear imperfection. Instead of finishing something imperfect, they abandon it and chase the next shiny idea. They lack a clear finish line. If you don't define what done means, your brain won't know when to stop. To rebuild your identity, finish something small, fully, even a simple task. Prove to your brain, I can close the loop. Create finish lines. Be specific. Don't just say, write a book. Say, finish. Chapter 1. By Friday. Track your consistency. Show yourself the progress even if it's slow. Be okay with messy. Done is better than perfect. Imperfect success is more powerful than perfect potential. Reconnect with your why. Why did you start? Who are you doing this for? Finishing what you start isn't just about results. It's about rebuilding trust with yourself. Every time you finish something, no matter how small, you tell your brain, I keep my promises. I follow through. I finish what I begin. And that kind of self-respect, it's the foundation of everything. Habit 9. Comfort zone. The most beautiful prison you'll ever live in. The comfort zone is not a place, it's a feeling. A quiet, warm, familiar feeling that tells you, stay here, you're safe. You're fine. Why risk it? It feels like peace. It feels like protection. But it's not. It's a trap. A silent, golden cage. It's the reason people spend 10 years in a job they hate. It's why someone stays in a toxic relationship. It's why a brilliant artist never shows her work. Because staying comfortable feels easier than facing the unknown. The most dangerous part of the comfort zone is this. It doesn't hurt you today. It doesn't scream at you. It doesn't punch you in the face. It lets you breathe. It lets you coast, but behind the comfort is a quiet death. A slow erosion of your dreams, your energy, your purpose. You're alive, but not living. You're surviving, not growing. You're existing, not becoming. In the back of a quiet art supply store sat a single paintbrush. High quality, handcrafted, perfect bristles. It was bought with excitement by someone who once dreamed of becoming a painter. At first, it touched a canvas or two, a few bold strokes, a few colors. But soon, life got busy. Doubts grew louder. What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at my work? What's the point? So, the brush was placed in a drawer just for now. Days passed, then years. The artist chased safer dreams. A job, Bills, expectations. The brush waited, always ready, always capable. But no hand ever reached for it again. One day, during spring cleaning, the now aged artist found the brush, stiff, dusty, unused. He held it quietly and felt a heaviness. The paintbrush wasn't worn down from use. It was perfectly preserved because it had never been allowed to fulfill its purpose. It hadn't been broken by failure. It had been forgotten by fear. And that's how most dreams die. Not with a bang, but with silence. Why do people stay in the comfort zone? Because it doesn't feel like failure. It feels like rest. It feels like safety. But the truth is, staying in the comfort zone is the slowest form of destruction. You feel stuck, lost, frustrated. Not because you're doing too much, but because you're doing too little of what matters. The pain of what could have been. One day you will sit in a quiet room. No noise, no phone, just you and your memories. And you will ask yourself, what did I do with this one life? And if all you did was stay comfortable, you will feel a pain greater than failure. The pain of regret. Because failure teaches you. Comfort empties you. How to escape it? Do one scary thing every day. Even a small action that stretches you. Say yes before you feel ready. Let your action build your courage. Make discomfort a habit. If you always choose what's easy, life will always be hard. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Comfort loves company. Break that pattern. Ask yourself daily, what would the braver version of me do today? Comfort is seductive. It promises peace, but delivers mediocrity. You were not born to stay safe. You were born to become more. Step out, because everything you want, everything you dream of, everything that scares you and excites you and lights your soul on fire lives outside your comfort zone. Now you know the truth. What you do next will shape your life. Take action. Share this and take your power back.